Yes, sir. It's Anarchious. Same old thing. Yeah, it's Anarchious. 1 second, I'm going. Trying to set my stuff up still. I was feeding my baby. Yeah, it'll change momentarily. So I'll put that away. Okay, Dusty. No. Nope.
Talking about you. We're going to be talking about Judgment Day. We're going to talk about your journey as an artist and whatever else, however else the conversation goes. Um, I prefer to keep profanity to a minimum, but if you talk the way that you talk, I will not stop you. The whole thing is just having a natural conversation. I'm just telling you what my preference is. It is not a deal breaker. Um,
Did you? Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I hate everybody. Yeah. In 1 second. So I can't run two at the same time. Do I have where my headphones go? That way I can. That's not working. It was good. Um, Quick. Went to my son's school, well, which was originally my school. So yeah, went to his school to see to meet his teacher. His teacher wasn't even in the room. So, yeah, it's about to be I think in a week. Yeah, it's like they had like an open house type deal. You know. Oh, okay. Oh, I can talk. I can talk all day. I just still trying to get this. I think I might have figured it out. Okay, so where should I start? Okay. I'm a transplant. I'm originally from New Jersey, Asbury Park, New Jersey. We moved here when I was 9. Here is Washington, D.C. Since then, I mean, I wasn't very good at anything else in school, but I was very much good at. I was always good at writing and art, and I always had people. I was lucky enough to always have people to push me into the creative direction, and it propelled me into. Ended up publishing several books, 3 novels, well, technically 4 novels. 4 novels, 2 comic books. And it's all based on Judgment Day, something that I created when I started creating in the 7th grade. I could go as I could argue early as 6th grade, but I was really just into Dragon Ball Z, and the characters that I created were just Dragon Ball Z characters. But yeah. You didn't even paraphrase it. That's what I said. Over and over again. My father, he saw what I was drawing, and he was like, "Hey, man, how come you don't draw nobody that looks like you?" And I never even thought of it. And you know what? From that point on, that's what all I was doing. And then I was drawing these Dragon Ball Z characters. And then at some point, because originally the idea was build a character that could beat Goku. You know how it goes. It's Goku or Super. yeah, exactly. So it was always, could your character be Goku? And I was always, and several things happened in my lifetime that basically just made me, I think it would be more interesting instead of just drawing and creating characters that are just overpowered, that are just there to beat Goku and Superman. It would be funner to create my own stories. So that is what I did. Got me into Dragon Ball in the first place. Anime in general. So I didn't know what I was watching. I don't think any of us know what we were watching. So when I was in New Jersey, far before I ever got to DC, I don't know when it was, 97, 96, sometime during that time, in the 1900s. My father had a 1-bedroom apartment, and he was always working, so he would be asleep, but he would turn the TV on for us. And by 1 bedroom, I mean literally, it was like a room. You remember back in the day? Yeah, remember back in the day where people had just the room, and everybody used the bathroom that was on that floor, that type of deal. Yeah, so he would just turn the TV on, and the only channel we had was 5. And on channel 5, at certain points, Gargoyles and Sailor Moon. Gargoyles and Sailor Moon. I feel like Gargoyles will come on first, and then Sailor Moon will come on after that. I also feel like a few times I saw like original Dragon Ball on that channel. Original Dragon Ball, but I was really into like Gargoyles and Sailor Moon. So that's what hooked me. That's what dragged me in. Specifically, Gargoyles and Sailor Moon, because if you look at my early drawings, all my characters have like Goliath's wings, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was. That I never remember. No. Yeah. I know. It's funny to me. Actually, I've been meaning to ask you because you're one of the people I did not get a chance to talk to. Because when I found out, did you happen to do the paper for the government, the Sweet versus Cardona case? Did you do the paperwork for that? Yeah, it's the original lawsuit. We're not talking about the one. It's not the one where Joe Biden, that one got stopped. We're talking about the original one, that one. So if you did the paperwork for that, hopefully your student loans, if you got student loans, are going away permanently. Because the reason why our institute isn't there anymore is because they were doing a bunch of shady stuff. And like, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. That I always, when I saw you going through that, because like I was like, okay, yeah, this is it don't make sense that if you get all the way through and the only thing stopping you is three people's critiques on three people's subjective critiques on your artwork. These are the same. I'm about to go on a rant. And these are the same exact people. These are the same exact people who, while we were taking their classes, were saying, anime is just a phase, manga is just a phase. It's not going to last. It's not going anywhere. The artwork is trash. We're not going to accept it. Oh, now it's one of the highest grossing pieces of media in the fucking world. Same people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh. Everybody knows Avatar. Like, yeah. Aspect Airbender. Yeah, that's definitely anime. Boondocks. Anime. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I'm having a hard time over here too. I don't even know what the heck is going on. It's not connecting to my internet. Wait a second. Try again. Okay. Try again. Okay. Oh, I'm doing them wrong. Okay. Try again. I did not forget my passcode. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah, see that's why I joined, that's why I joined the military, right? That first year that I took it, I don't know, it was something like almost $20,000-$30,000 or something like that. That very first year, and I was like, ain't no way I'm gonna ever be able to pay for this. And I heard that the National Guard will pay for your schooling, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go try that. And I went, and I was like, okay. And I came back, and I was like, oh, now you need a deployment in order for it to get really paid. Oh, and I did my little deployment in the middle of freaking school, but I still ended up, what, $80,000 in debt. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Oh, man. Man. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's... Yeah. There's a lot of shooting. This game is just shooting, essentially. Mm-hmm. You said you sent me a friend request? Let me see. I don't know. Oh, there you are. King. Okay, accept. Oh yeah, so this is how it went. So they gave so there are classes in the case originally. Somebody sued and said that these schools were predatory towards students. And there's something like 200 schools, 200 colleges, and AI is one of them. The original lawsuit, you had to do your application to us up until a certain time. I did my application right after that. So what ended up happening was I'm in class 2, and there's a class 3, and I think there's another class, like class 4, and then there was a cutoff. So they were going back and forth litigation, that whole bullcrap. They were going through litigation. They essentially what happened was they essentially proved that these places were scamming students. The only reason I went to AI is because they was telling us that we have teachers who are connected into Marvel. We have teachers who are working in the industry, and then you get there and you find out that they're contractors. But everyone besides, do you remember Mike O'Sullivan? Everyone except for Mike O'Sullivan did not actually work in the industry, right? So what they worked in the industry, but they were contractors. right? So it's like they were promising kids like internships in these companies. So anyway, because that was a thing, they completely they what they decided was, okay, so it's fair that since you guys tricked them, their debt should be gone, right? The schools tried to argue back, but it didn't work. So ultimately what happened was everybody who was in the first class, unfortunately I literally missed it by 2 weeks. Everyone who was in the first class, their debt is wiped clean. No, they don't owe the government nothing. Not a cent, nothing. Sally Mae, none of those places, nothing. The people in the second, what they did was, for the people in the second, third, and fourth class, they have to wait to go through the applications. But what after that, they argued that, so the government, you know how the government is cheap. They're not about to pay 100 people, hire extra 100 people to go through all these applications and process them. They only have a certain amount of people working them. And I work at the Pentagon. They probably only got about 10 people working these applications. And there are so many applications, it's impossible to get through all of them. Because you got to call the student. You got to interview them. You got to interview the school. You got to find out where they went. You got to do all this extra stuff that, like, you're not going to be able to process all those students. So what they argue now is essentially that if the government don't come up with a solution to get through all of these applications, and the government still has not hired anybody for them, by the way, if they don't get through these applications, what's going to happen is that everybody in the class 2 is going to their debt's going to be wiped out. Everybody in class 3, in another year, their debt's going to get wiped out. And in class 4, in another year, their debt gets wiped out. My debt is coming up, I think it's either July or June of 2024. So I am excited. Yeah, I hit up, when I found that shit out, I hit up everybody I knew that was at AI. Everybody I could think of. I was like, if you know anybody at AI, send this to them right now. I told everybody, Antonio, everybody we came up with. I told I'm sorry that I totally forgot about you. Yeah, it probably, Chris, Chris is in your circle though, ain't he? Andy? Chris Garcia, Andy. Okay. Yeah. 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 I know. I wish. You know what I'm saying? I wish you. I wish. I wish, bro. I wish. I know so many people who are like dying from the debt from schools. So we're not actually dying, but you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's ridiculously sad. That's so that. Oh, oh man. If I could open up the way I want to, I would, but I'm not going to. But what I will say is they did. So the way that they ran that school is in opposition to the way the industry actually runs. Yes. So like, okay, so you know how like, you remember what programs they had us learning animation on? Yeah, so industry standard, by that time, no one was using any of that stuff. Nobody was using Flash anymore at all. Nobody was using 3ds Max. They already had transitioned to something else. It had got that's unfortunately that's how technology is. If you find something that's better that makes it easier, they're gonna move on, and you're gonna have to learn on the fly, that type of deal. So all the stuff that we learned while we was at school, it was already outdated. That's also one of the arguments that was used in the case that that they had teachers who like they promised things like, for example, 2D animation. They had combined like 2D animation with another class, and the teacher who, and I think Miss Brew taught it, and Miss Brew is not an animator. Yeah, she's a fine artist. You know, she's a traditional artist. She is not she's not an animator. She's not a storyboard artist. She's none of those things. So like that, those are some of the arguments that was used against them, saying, "Hey, like I accrued this debt thinking that I was going to be learning from professionals, and what ended up happening is I like they just threw people in our classes to teach us, and I didn't learn anything. Not only did I not learn anything, they put us in like on programs and things of that nature that were so outdated that even when we got our degrees and we say, hey, you put 3ds Max, you put all the what was it, 3ds Max, Maya, Flash. Photoshop is going to forever be industry standard regardless. Photoshop itself, that's forever. But the rest of the stuff that goes along with the Adobe suite, that nobody was like, they're not using that anymore. So I'm talking about specifically the stuff that you would do for a modern animation, media arts animation degree. All that stuff was gone. I got out. I'm trying to get degrees, and I'm saying, whenever I'm talking to, I'm showing people my portfolio. This is a good portfolio, but right now we're looking for somebody that used Toon Boom. Do you know Toon Boom? What is that? What's Toon Boom? Yeah, it's like we're looking for somebody to use Toon Boom. And like I'm losing out jobs, literal jobs, because I don't know Toon Boom. They're saying, oh, your animations are good, but you don't know Toon Boom. I can't remember what the animation program that replaced 3ds Max and Maya. They're still 3D. Now, don't get me wrong, 3ds Max and Maya are still used, but for the stuff that we wanted to do it in, it's not no more, because like most people use what is it, mocap now. So there's another program. They set us up for failure. And they did all that extra stuff at the end, talking about you got to pass this class, and we're doing this because there's so many students who passed through this school who were terrible, who made a bad name for this school. So we're going to make it harder for you guys to get out of school, only for us to find out that you making it harder also put us at a disadvantage as well. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I'm glad Andy got out when he did. Yeah, because he had a problem too. Like, he wanted to be, Andy's a programmer. They had him take. Oh yeah. Shout out to Andy. He's a programmer, and they didn't have a programmer to teach them programming. They had literally somebody, I can't remember, it's like a Sonny or somebody in there teaching it to him, and Sonny was doing it directly from the book, but he himself didn't know how to do it because his specialty was elsewhere. That's the school kept cutting down on teachers, and they kept losing teachers, and people kept getting fired. it just got to a point where like the only like I can't believe that they even got Sam Ellis to come and teach at that school. And Sam Ellis actually worked on like Archer. So like I can't believe they got him to work at that school. And it was like they lost Buffalo, then they lose this person, they lose that person, they lose O'Sullivan. All these people who are valuable gone. And then, and then the students suffer. So, yeah. Oh man, I've been years being angry about this situation. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. I should have known. I should have known something was up when I heard all of that. The people who pitched it to me, pitched this school to me. I should have known something was up when it was like, uh, they pitched it to me. It was like, oh, we got people who work here, here, here. And the very first day, Tillman sat everybody down and said, you're not going to own your own studio. You're not going to have your own comic book. You're not going to work for Disney. You're not going to work for cartoon. Like, he went in. He was like, you're not going to do any of that stuff. Now art has become corporate. And like that whole deal, like legit, there was a girl in the class crying because he said that shit. Like she was like, "Well, what if I want to do anime?" And he's like, he went like he was very harsh. I should have known at that moment. I just thought he was just being a hard ass. I'm just used to hard asses. He was not. He felt that way. He said that with his soul. I should have known something was up. Woo. Mhm. Yeah. Like yeah. Yeah, exactly. Usually you're trying to crush everybody's dreams before like they even get a shot at what the heck, bro? I should have known. But I don't know. I'm a high school dropout, so I was like, I gotta finish this, and I eventually did finish in spite of them, in spite of Brew trying to sabotage me. But luckily I'm funny, and because I'm funny, Tillman and Hernandez were laughing throughout my reel. And because they were laughing, it was like I knew I had them at that point. But she was sitting there like with her little sourpuss face talking about my drawings. Like, okay, they're not the best drawings, but I had these two laughing. What are they going to do? What are you going to do? Whatever. Yeah. And that's bull crap, bro. I saw what happened to you. I remember having that conversation with you when I can't remember which time, because I remember you went through a couple of times. Yeah, and I remember how frustrated. I remember the frustration on your face, because like this is before I graduated, and I remembered that, and from that point on, remembering the frustration, remembering everything that was going on, I put the pedal to the metal. Not only did I put the pedal to the metal, I was like, okay, I got to do it. I got to find a way how to avoid Brew, because if I avoid Brew, because ultimately she's never going to say yes unless you're one of her favorites. So you're always going to get one no. So you have to impress Tillman, or whoever the other three people that were going to be in the room. You have to impress those three, because if you impress those three, you're good. But her, you're not getting past her. But I remember the frustration on your face. I remember that whole thing, and like I didn't like seeing you like that, and I was like, and that scared me. And again, it made me put the pedal to the metal. But I was like, I have nothing else. I have to get out of here. Like I don't have a high school diploma. Man, again, I won't tell you that it wasn't a shortcoming on your part. It was just bullshit. And I mean that. Like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, bro. Okay, like, bro, like, oh, this person's art's not this. Like, first of all, this is all subjective. And not only that, I've read so many different mangas with so much different art styles that probably people would say that they aren't the greatest art style, but they ended up being one of the, like One Punch Man. If you see the original One Punch Man, it looks like Boo Boo, right? Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. And look where he's at. So like, again, that's one of those subjective things. Like, if you had gone to Micah, and like I had got accepted to Micah, Maryland Institute of College of Art. It was like the number 3 school in at the time in the country when it came to art. If you had gone to Micah with the art style that I remember that you had at the time, you would have gotten out of that school. And it was the number 3 because there were actual artists there. It wasn't, we're trying to prepare you for corporate art. It wasn't that. It was, we're going to nurture, like, yo, when I got there, I had the guy, you know, the guy who does, oh, you don't know the guy, but most people don't know. You know, there's a guy who does the drawings for, like, you know, the World Series, the MLB World Series. He does, every year he does the drawings for that. He was one of my teachers. And I can't remember, he wanted us to illustrate some words. I can't remember what I did. I drew the blackest Flavor Flav with diamonds in his teeth, in his hat, in his glasses. He had a gold diamond chain necklace. His eyes lit up. He was so, like, it wasn't even like it was a white dude, but he wasn't even like, it didn't feel offensive how his eyes light. He was so excited that I drew that. Like, he was like, I need you to do this every time in my class. This is outstanding. Like, I was like, yo, I really didn't even try. Like, I just drew Flavor Flav with diamonds in his teeth. It was an actual art school. The environment for me wasn't for me, though. It was too hippie, I guess you can go hippy dippy. But that was an actual art school, and you're an artist. F everything they did and said, and all those rejections was just them being buttholes. That's yeah. Yeah. Hmm? We can do it. Yeah, kick that. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Thank you. Oh yeah, I own a company. I run a company in DC, and I'm the one who created that belt with Africa in the middle of it. I'm sure you've seen it because it went viral. But yeah, yeah, I also created that. Oh yeah. Okay, so we already talked about the first part of that, and that was killing Goku and Superman. Um, uh, I think what really happened was, I think in the sixth grade, I had a teacher or an English teacher um, who would have us write stories every week. And our last big story, um, I wrote it. It was called, the name of the story. Get this, PlayStation 3. This is before the PlayStation 3. I was like, I called the PlayStation 3, and the concept was two friends get sucked into a PlayStation 3, and they gotta fight their way out. They gotta beat all of the games because I knew there was going to be a hard drive, right? And this is sixth grade, right? This is, I think, 10 years before, 7 years before PlayStation 3 came out. So they get sucked into the video game, and they either fight their way through the video games in order to get out of the video game. My teacher, she took that, she gave me an A, and she submitted it to something to the city. Like I didn't ask. I don't know what it was. She submitted it to the city. The city recognized it, and the city kind of like, I don't know what they did, but like, the city made my school give me an award for writing. Yeah, it was weird because I was the only one who got one, right? In the eighth grade when I graduated, I was the only one that got one because she was my teacher in the seventh and the eighth grade. So I was just continually writing for her, and she just was like, you know, you should keep writing. You would be a great author because you come up with all these concepts and these stories and stuff like that. And from that point on, I just started writing. I already had the characters. I didn't know what to do with any of them, but I was drawing them every day. If I wasn't writing, I was drawing. I was writing, I was drawing, I was doing that every day. Just to stop right here, if you want to play another game or something, you should, because right now, for whatever reason, it's not letting me even join a game. Yeah, it's not. I done tried to join, it's only allowing me to try to do a quick match and adventure mode, but it's not letting me do anything else. Yeah, but it's, even if I wanted to join somebody else's game, like that's not a friend, it wouldn't let me do it either. I've been sitting here trying. It's not letting me do it. Yeah, it literally, it just says updating, please wait, and it'll do that for like 10. It was doing that for 20 minutes. I clicked off of it, and I did it again. It did it for 5 minutes, and I clicked off of it. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not updated like I should be. I don't have any. What do I have? Uh, Tetris, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter. Oh, you have Street Fighter, but I'm terrible at that game. I'm telling you right now. We could. I put on my Street Fighter. Oh, okay. All right, so that's where I was going with it. So yeah. I had all these creators. I had all these characters. I didn't know what to do with them. I was writing these stories for them, but they always ended up being Devil May Cry. Like, like I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was also like very into like angels, demons, and stuff like that. Magic, fantasy. I was always into that type of stuff. So I had to work a way around to get these characters, but like none of the characters actually had like stories or personalities. At the time, and I don't want to get very political. At the time, I was at a time in my life where I was an activist for a bunch of things. I was learning to be an activist, you know, for various amount of things. One of those things, well, no, but yeah, what I decided was I decided to split who I was, I decided to split myself up into two people with these two characters that I've had since I was in the 6th grade. One side is very much he's joyful, he plays around, he can joke, but he's also very intense and serious. He has anger issues, but you could tell he loves. You know, he's a stack of hearts. That's why I kind of how I explained it in the novel series. Anarchious is a stack of hearts, whereas Abel, his twin brother, is a stack of spades. His brother is he's cerebral. He's calm. He doesn't have anger issues. He doesn't let his emotions drive him. He's logical. That's kind of how I was. There was two parts of me when I was coming up. You know, everybody called it yin and yang. But those two, I was an introverted person, but I could understand what I was feeling. I could break down what I was feeling. I never always understood what I was feeling, but it was always like that. Whatever was inside me needed to come out. So I put those on my character, Anarchious and Abel. For Anarchious, obviously, he's the main character in the series. He's the main character in the series. You follow him because he's the one you would perceive as being the protagonist. And Abel, because of the way he looks, because of the way he thinks, because of just how he is, people would automatically see him as the bad guy. So I rolled with that. So what you get is basically two halves to one whole. So that's what you get with Anarchious and Abel. Ace, I grew up. So now every single one of my characters is based off of something or someone that may have been integral in my life, but not, that was in my life. Do I request a fight? Okay, all right. I don't know what. I didn't choose that guy. Okay, I'm ready whenever you're. I didn't know, my bad.
Here comes a new challenger.
Old school Guile.
Let's get this mission started.
Let me have some fun.
Round one. Fight. Perfect.
Oh, what the heck? Oh. I don't want the ball. don't even know what he was just doing. What was, sir? What were you doing? No, no, no! Ah! So all my characters. Well, yeah, what was it? I'm sorry. We're gonna act. So all my characters are based off of people I know, and one of my best friends, Lorenzo. He's always like he's been my best friend since elementary school, and I decided I was going to make. I had this like liking character already. It was based off of my dog. Yeah. So the character is originally based off of my dog. I made him like my dog into like a humanoid. But my dog was like 130 pound Labrador who is sweet as all day. So I decided I was like, I want to make him into a character, Neo. And he just had such a dope, like he was just the best dog. So I decided to turn him into a character, and then and I also decided to turn Lorenzo into a character. And Lorenzo, he's like one of the he's a rapper, but he's always been smaller than everybody. So I was thinking, I was like, my dog is big as hell. The liking character that I have is big as hell. Lorenzo always wanted to be big. Why don't I make Lorenzo turn into a lichen? So that's how I created Ace. I was like, Lorenzo, he's loyal. He's like the best person I know. Like Lorenzo. When I finally stuck this story, Lorenzo sat in a car with me for 3 hours while I explained the story from start to finish. The entire book series that I completed this year, from start to finish. For 3 hours he sat in a car with me while I just rambled about the story. And he was so excited about it. Like, I didn't even tell him that Ace was based off of him. Like, he was just so excited for me. He was like, I can't wait to read it, John. Oh, he hasn't read it at all. but he like psychs my head up to the point where it's like, I can do this, you know? I needed that encouragement, you know? Yeah, so I based it off of him. Eva, she's the witch that wears all the green or whatever. I bet you ever. Yep. She's gonna she is based off. When I was growing up, I had a thing for Gabrielle Union, and I always liked Gabrielle Union, but I really got it bad for her when she did the movie Deliver Us from Eva. Yeah, she was like evil in that movie, and I don't even like Mean Girls. So I created Eva based off of her, but I also because again I was an activist, and I realized that we needed representation, but just not any representation. How do I change my character again? Okay, cool. I don't even know how to do that. What do I do? How do I take that off? Do I take that off? Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. So our studio, Afronomina Studios, we started with 3 people. Do you remember Latif? Oh, okay, so Latif, we went to school with Latif too. Latif, it was me, Latif, Ilsa. What happened with Latif, he kind of like fell off because he started doing was it NFTs, and he does printing, like he does 3D printing, he does little miniatures and stuff like that, and he just got ranked with that type of stuff. So so right now it's just me and Ilsa until it comes back. So that's pretty much it. But with our Kickstarter, we're going to hire somebody to do the coloring. So the next comic book will come out faster because Ilsa takes forever with the coloring and stuff. Oh yeah, they take and she's not even like a perfectionist, but she wants it to look a certain way. She don't want it to look shitty. So she takes a while, and she really like, but at the same time I'm like, I can't do 1 issue per year. Like that's oh, I can't do that. Like people are gonna like, nowadays we live in a society that moves so fast that, you know, you put it out, somebody reads it, they forget about it the next moment, because you have to make sure that like you have to like make sure they remember, right? And even if it's a good story, it's some like, there's so many good stories out that I can hardly remember until they remind me of it, you know. So you just gotta yeah. So we're trying to at least move faster so that way we can at least keep up. Because we did one episode, and then we did one episode, and then we put it on Webtoons, and people, it really responded to it on Webtoons. So because of that, I was like, okay, we definitely gotta really get it out there. Oh, what the heck is that? Is that Obama? What? Nope. Ah! No! Jesus Christ. It was Tombstone Power Driver. Oh God. This three moves of death. It like took John Cena's whole thing. That's Zangief now. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to do a short Yuki. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh gosh. Whew. What were we talking about? I forgot. Oh yeah. Hmm? Oh yeah, it did. I was genuinely surprised. I didn't think with. Yeah, thank you. That really should go to Ilsa, because I mean, she psyched my head up to do it, and I did it, and because I got this whole egos be damned, you know. The world is not what it used to be. We can't, if people are willing to help, you should allow them to help you, you know. Yeah, egos be damned. What the heck? What is that? I forgot. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, does that activate? It doesn't activate the thing. Oh, okay. So, there's no woos here. There's no woos here, sir. Oh god. Oh my god. That's death. Hugs. My best friend Lorenzo plays King too. He loves himself some King. We have our little epic battles where I button mash with Eddie and he just whoops me with King the entire time. Oh my god. Those spinning heel kicks, sir. Oh no. Jesus. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, he flew across the screen. Yep. Yeah, we're so right now, so we were waiting for the comic books. So the comic books finally came in, the shirts came in. We're going to do the printing next week. And she is currently on the second to last page of the actual comic book. So we're about to we're everything's coming out. Also, for some people who for something special for the people who made us feel special, we're giving them a special cover to the first comic book that we haven't shown anybody. I got it commissioned and everything because I felt so special. You guys made me feel so special. So I got a commission. So you'll be one of the people getting it. So I'm just waiting till that gets done so we can go ahead and add that to the print list along with the second comic book, and that will be going out. I think I say November. November. So it'll probably come out. It'll go out way before then. I'm not trying to wait too long. I don't want people to think, oh, they got screwed. No! Oh, I thought I was dead. Hold up. No! Oh man, you heard about Bray, right? Yeah. Oh man, that's it. He's only a year older than me. It's like, yeah, I was like, Jesus, man. I was sitting at work today listening to his theme, the Hurt Heel one, because I always like that one better. I was sitting there crying, like, why am I crying? Not too long ago, I had a friend who passed away too, so that might also be part of the reason. But I still, Bray was one of those characters that Bray was very much. I like that person and like that personality in that character. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. I don't. Mhm. Yeah, and that's hard to do. As a wrestler, that is hard. It is so hard. Oh, it's What the heck? Why is it asking me about what? Okay, cool. Yeah, so creating a character, it's kind of like with the comic book as well. Creating a character is hard because it has to be who you are, but also be a extended version, like extreme version of who you are, because otherwise people don't believe it. I believed Bray Wyatt. I don't know his name, Wyndham Rotunda, but I believed Bray Wyatt. I believed the Fiend. I believed even the little silly stuff he was doing with the Funhouse Playhouse thing. I believed all of that. Like, I had stopped watching wrestling, but I would stop and I would come back and watch stuff he would do, and I would come back and watch the Roman Reigns stuff. But like, I believed all of that. So that, like, all of that was like a part of who, like, he was to some extent, because otherwise people don't believe it. You can look at a wrestler. You can look. All right, so we watched R-Truth be a performer for damn near 20 years, right? That's who he is. But what character did you believe the most out of R-Truth?
Picture me with a crown and a smile. It might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep going. On and I don't stop.
Oh, he is not a nut job. But if you see, like, if you watch his TikToks, that's who he is in a nut. Remember when I said you have to be that person, but you had to, like, be extreme about it? That's who he is. That's really who he is. Because, like, you know, he comes from the era where you had to be a tough guy. Like, instead of being silly, being like just actively being like crazy or nuts and stuff, like we come from that. Like, he comes from that era. So him being, you know the crazy one where that got beat up by John Cena, you know. That was, you know, but the rest of is there a better example? Who's a better example? Oh, what the hell? Oh, jeez. I was not expecting that. Recovery of it. Oh, jumps disabled. Okay. My jumps aren't disabled because I can do shurikens, so I guess that counts as a jump, wouldn't it? Hard abs. Hard. Oh no! You can block that from behind. Jeez. Damn. What's a better? Yeah, characters. They have to be believable, or the fans will know, and they won't get behind you whether you are. They won't get behind you no matter how good you are. It's kind of why it's so hard for like people who are like who've made being a great wrestler their whole game, like who they are, and even though that's who they are, when certain companies get a hold of them, say we need you to have a personality, and they just give them a generic personality and it don't work. Yeah. So like he made 3 separate characters and they all worked. All of them. Like everybody can't do that. Even Stone Cold did not have 3 characters that worked. He didn't have, he had 3, like, Ringmaster wasn't that great. Let's be honest. Ringmaster wasn't that great. But then Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you get like Invasion Steve Austin, and yeah, and you get all of these different types of Steve Austins, and he just takes one thing and it makes it different, and then the other thing and make it different. Like even when he was like Coward Steve Austin, it was still great. Like, yeah, like oh my god, like you just take like. So to take 3 characters and be able to make all of those things work, it's genius. You know, and it takes a lot for me to like anybody. Yeah. So just from a wrestler's perspective, just from that perspective.
Here comes
Shoot.
a new challenger.
Wrestlers?
Show me everything you
A
have.
different wrestler?
This will be good.
Oh no, you know I wouldn't even. I haven't watched WWE consistently in the past almost 3-4 years. The Kofi thing made me really angry. That made me really angry. So I was like, okay, I come back and watch for oh no, how to block it? Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, all of the damage. Oh my god, how do you block it? Oh, okay, here we go. So, nope. No. Wait, does that hit you? Does that hit? No, it doesn't. Oh wait, it didn't come. Oh, is it? Okay. Damn. Block. Okay. What was that? Ah!
Look at this body of iron.
Yeah. Oh, currently right now, my favorite wrestler is my champion, Trisha Dora. She is on ROH. That girl can go. That girl can go for days, and not only that, she's so fucking. I'm sorry, I didn't curse them. So creative. When you get a shot to, when you ever get a shot to like, I can't wait till she gets to the point where they let her have some freedom over what she is in the ring. Because that shows you, because that right there is going to sell it for her. When she called herself an Afro punk, she's an Afro punk. that's really, I really love that about her. And her special move is a lariat. Guess what she made? A lariat Tubman. No. Lariat Tubman. Oh my god, I was dying when she told me. She's like, I'm gonna call this Lariat Tubman. Lariat Tubman is her special move. Well, it was her. What she wrestles us is her killer move. I don't know what it is on TV just yet, and she just stretches people a lot on TV. Oh yeah. So it's like it's her finisher. Finish him. That yeah. Okay, Trish. Okay, let me get off my promotional thing. But no, even without the whole promotion, trying to promote her and then the Fight Club and the belt and stuff like that, Trish is still one of my favorite wrestlers. She's been one of my favorite. Yo, Trish invited me to come down to Team 3D with her when we both got. So when I got back from Afghanistan, she got back slightly earlier. She invited me to come down with her, but I was still in school, and I had found someone who would train me up here. She tried to get me to come down to Florida with her to wrestle, right? Oh, by the way, we both got deployed together, right? So all of the I swear to let me tell you something. So me and Trish ended up in the same unit for deployment, right? I did not know her prior to being deployed with her. She was in a different unit. They put her in our unit. They put us all together. I met her in Afghanistan. I knew of her, but I didn't know her. We was both in it. You know, when you're deployed, there's the NWR. The CBs built us an MWR. We're in the NWR, and I'm flipping through channels, and boom, WWE is on. I look around, and you know, it's like wrestling is not for everybody, right? I look around. There's some people in there, but I'm in there. I think she was on a computer. There's people playing pool, but nobody was really paying attention. So I'm watching it, right? And somebody was like, "Man, turn this corny shit off." I was like, "Man, nah, I'm keeping it right here, right?" Dude, like, this is corny, bro. Like, this shit is not even real. And she came out the booth, was like, "Shut up." She just shut up. She turned it up. She's like, "Martin, turn it up." So, yeah, essentially. So we're watching. So we watched. Basically, we sat there and watched wrestling for a little bit, and eventually, it goes off. And from that point on, while we were in Afghanistan, she was my favorite person. So anyway, we would talk about is wrestling, becoming wrestlers. That's all we would talk about. That's the only thing we would talk about. We eventually get home, right? And she hits me up one day, right? And she's like, "Yo, I'm going down to Team 3D to become to learn. You should come with me." I was like, "Trish, I'm still in school. I gotta finish, I gotta finish AI and stuff. I was like, I gotta finish school. I gotta make sure, but I definitely still want to learn." Actually, I was talking to somebody and they would teach me up here, and she was like, "You should come down. Bubba and Devon teach this school. You should come with me," right? I should have listened to her because there's several people that was in her class who are on TV right now. But I'm also super shy and introverted, and I don't know if I would have survived. But yeah. Who?
Here comes a new challenger.
Shall we begin? This will be a good.
I don't believe it. Yeah, see, I was scared. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, was it DDP's started when he was 35, and I've already been trained. If I want to come back, I could. I have too many injuries though. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, I should have went with her, but I didn't. And she went down. I learned up here. I got into this Maryland politics and wrestling up here, which is so toxic up here. Eventually what happened was, I was like purely watching, I was a WCW kid, and then, but, WCW is now WWE. So I was watching WWE and, seeing representation or the lack thereof of representation kind of like, it got to a point where I was like, I'm tired of complaining. So that's how I ended up coming up with the belt or whatever, right? I was like, if they won't do it, I'm gonna do it for us. Like, I'm gonna try at least. If I fail, I fail. F it. I'm gonna do it for us. And if it don't work, it don't work. But at least I try. And then I will come out with a cool looking belt that I just put on my wall, and then I have a cool story about how I feel with it, trying to make a world title. And at the same time, Trish was coming out of Team 3D, and this girl was, I was wrestling, she was wrestling, we were both on fire. Trish saw us, she saw us wrestle, and she's like, she was interested when she saw us wrestle. She's like, we should be a faction. So it's funny. You watch ROH, right? Or AEW? Yeah. Trish was on Dark a few times. Oh, that was a double hit. Oh, okay. So it's like a Bruce Lee fight. Okay. Yeah, so Trish is in a faction right now that's called the Infantry. And before that, she was in a faction with us called Bruh. It was Black Revolutionary Underground Hero. And we were all like militant. Black Revolutionary Underground Heroes. Yeah, we got that from Boondocks. Got it straight from Boondocks. Oh, we were very much. So we went down to, I can't remember. We went down to Florida. We did like one show, and that worked, and that worked well for us. And like people, he was trying to get us to come out, but Trish, she was. Okay, no problem. Trish was very what's the word? Tenacious. So she was all over the country, and she was inviting us to go to these places. And I was like, we went one place to Florida, and that was enough for me. I was like, Trish, I can't do it. But at the same time, what was going on was I had gone to MCW to learn how to train too, learn how to wrestle again. Because the place I was with, they had basically taught me everything I needed. Taught me as much as they could, and I needed somewhere else that would teach me better. So I went there, and at the same time, Trish was like, she's tearing it up all over the country, and I am midway through making the belt. I got it designed by Latif. We went to school together, and we came up with the name, and I decided, I was like, okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to put it on the internet and see if it grabs anybody. I put it on the internet. Don't grab nobody. I was like, okay, well, I still want to try. What I want to do, I'm going to do a tournament. I do a tournament. I say, hey, if you want to be in our tournament, do a promo, that type of deal. And it works, so essentially. And I'm just saying, essentially, so all of this stuff all happens at the same time. And it came together so freaking perfectly. Because because Trish was catching fire when we put the title on her. And the moment we put the title on her, people started seeing the title more. And that's when it went viral. So all of this, me and Trish meeting each other in Afghanistan was not an accident. Whether you believe in an outer power or the universe doing things, it was not an accident. Divine intervention. Something happened, and it got to a point where the pandemic happened, but we put the title on her, and then she went around the country with that title, and it went viral. And then everybody's hitting me up for, hey, I want a replica of that title, and I'm still looking for ways to replicate it so that people can get you know. Oh yeah, I really want to make. I care about the money, but I really care more about like people seeing them. No, people seeing themselves. Like, it's such. First of all, it's a beautiful belt. Kill what it stands for. It's a beautiful belt. Like, I was not expecting it to be that beautiful. The design Latif came up with was dope. But you know the belt is the guy's name, Belts by Dan. He's the one like who did it. It came out so beautiful. It's like, I think, like, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I think it is top 3 belts in the world. It is top 3 belts in the world, right? It's a freaking beautiful belt. So yeah, that happened so well for us. For Trish, and then Trish, Trish is seen with the belt. People see the belt. People ask her what the belt's for, what it stands for, who's, and it got to the point where they PWI turned it into an official world champion. The original ROH title wasn't a world championship. Our title, the ROH title, remember ROH was like around for like 15 years. Its world title was, according to PWI, was not a true world title. According to PWI, everybody, I mean, it don't matter. It doesn't matter what people say. If you call it a world title, it's a world title. Whoever created it, it's a world title. But PWI said it was like it wasn't a recognized world title. Our world title, the Pan African World Diaspora Wrestling Championship, that became a world title before the ROH Championship recognized became a world title for PWI. I was like, it doesn't even have it's still, Trish still has the title because nobody has been man enough to take it from her. Nobody. It might happen. I don't know. Somebody got to do it. At some point, she's going to be the world women's champion in ROH or AAW. It's going to happen. I've been from the moment the first day she came back and I wrestled her, and I saw like, she was outclassing me in every way. I was like, I knew the simple stuff. She knew stuff that. She knew stuff that I was watching the Japanese fighters do. Well, just the technical, because she's a very technical wrestler. She's technical. Even though she's strong as hell, she's also very technical. She's very flexible. So she was doing stuff that I was like, I could only dream of doing. I was like, you are light years ahead of me. You're going to end up. I was thinking she was going to end up in WWE. And she had done some stuff in WWE a couple of times. But that didn't pan out the way it didn't pan out for her. But I mean, she's on television right now. She's been in Japan several times. New Japan invited her to do a bunch of stuff. So she's doing something right. She's gonna end up being somebody at some point somewhere. Oh wow. I didn't know you can jump that thing. I don't know why I was staying on the ground. I'm stupid. No! No! Don't fire. Come here. Come here. Oh, can you hit the bull with? I can hit the bull with it. No, 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 no. Oh, so you gotta get all three. Okay, cool beans. Okay. I don't even know what it. You'll figure it out. It's a weird command. Weird how I know. Ah! Oh, what the heck? Can you parry the bull? Oh. Okay. Okay. Did you just slap the bull? You did. You did. Yeah. So, I forgot what I was talking about. I got ADD. Oh, yeah. Trish, where's the door? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was, and I was a Ring of Honor fan, so that wasn't like a diss to them. It was just really like, how, I didn't even know that. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, we were, I was very surprised when they did that, but I think somebody saw the importance of it, and shoot, and we've been kicking ever since. We finally got a stable place to run our shows, so we're doing pretty well. Oh wait, the heck? No. Okay, so that's what a drive parry is. Okay, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, she went to the school. Dang. That I worked with? So, I do have, you know, so do you know who Sammy Guevara is? Yeah, so, when the belt started becoming, notable, he DM'd me, and I didn't know who he was. He DM'd me about being in our tournament. Yeah, I didn't know who he was. I was like, who is this? I was like, I asked somebody. I was like, who's this? I don't want to be like rude or anything. I don't know this guy. Also, what's his name? Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. I didn't work with them. I'm just saying those guys DM'd me. Yeah, I was very surprised. I was like, people started popping up. It was partly because of Darius Lockhart, because he's such a big name on the indies. Darius Lockhart, he started showing interest in the title, so he started sharing it, and a whole bunch of people know him. So they started it started taking off, and then that's when the whole thing with Trish happened, and then who did I work with? That was I don't think I worked with anybody. I don't think I have.
Shall we, King? This will be a good fight.
No, I mean, I was when I was early in the business, because I would be around, what's it called, AEW, not AEW, ACW in Maryland. There's a company named ACW. When I was around them, oh nope, staying away from you. When I was around them, they always had like Jerry the King Lawler come around. I would like help them with Jerry, like if Jerry needs something, I go to the store or some bullshit. The guy who runs it is James Ellsworth. Yeah, so Chinless, that guy, he runs that company. But yeah, I mean, James Ellsworth actually, because James Ellsworth was one of the first people, the person who trained the person who trained my trainer was trained by James Ellsworth. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This fist is everything to me.
Hey, these cool peoples. Yeah. 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 He works quite frequently with James Ellsworth, actually. Yeah. So Gilbert's cool. I met Gilbert. I met James Ellsworth. Well, James Ellsworth would come to our training sessions sometimes and teach us stuff. But this is before he was the jobber on before the internet turned him into a sensation. Yeah. 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 Jesus Christ. I jumped into that. Wow. I should have just stayed where I was at. No, I gotta leave. Yeah. Yeah. No? No, I don't. No, I could teach trade secrets. It don't matter because every match is put together differently. So, but if you watch wrestling, you know that there's a shine, there's a cutoff, there's a heat. You know, there's working. You know, there's working up. You know, there's a finish. There's a false finish. So like, you know, all of these things already exist just by watching wrestling because every single wrestling match has those things. Even the simple ones where Brock Lesnar is just suplexing people have those things. So like, just putting it together, it all depends on who you're in a match with, though. And it all depends. What works for some doesn't work for everybody.
Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah.
Step into the ring. This will be a good fight. Round one.
Oh no. So typically how we run it is the veteran does it because the veteran should be the person who knows, right? So and it all depends on where you at as well. Because if you're on TV, a producer is the one running it, and the veteran has bigger say as to how this should go, how it could work for both people, not just one person. So it all depends. Typically, it's the veteran. At least I tell when I'm running my shows, I tell people, I was like he's a veteran. Just follow his lead. He's gonna make sure you're good. We don't do a whole bunch of politics where we're at, so I ain't gotta really worry about that too much. A veteran, Hulk Hogan, you know. I ain't gotta worry about that too much. So, but yeah, it all depends. It all depends. When I would run matches, especially if I'm running with matches with people that I'm a little more experienced in, what I would do, as I say, what can you do? I would like to take whatever it is you can do, but I also don't want it to come out looking weak because a lot of times I end up wrestling people who are way smaller than me. Because people like that dynamic, unfortunately, unless you can get somebody who's as big or bigger than you, and then those people love that as well. So what I would like to do, what I do is I find out, okay, what it is you do, what you want to do, right? What do you want to try? We can figure something out. I'll build up from there. Typically, it's always some type of crazy off the road type Like what I used to love doing, and it's not lazy. It's a lot of people would consider it lazy, but it's not. It's taking care of your body. What I would like to do is, like, if you're gonna whatever you're gonna do, if it's not high impact or whatever, like, I'm not going to bump depending on how big you are. And again, most people weren't big enough to bump me. So they would have to do double team moves, that type of deal, to bump me. So yeah, so I'm going to like, I'm taking, oh, you want me to take that drop kick? I'm going to no sell it. I'm going to no sell it. You want me to do this? I'm going to catch you. Like, I would do things, but I would make it make sense. So, like, you tried to drop kick me twice, but I no sold it. But at some point, I do something stupid and I run into something. You stun me. I am now stunned. You drop kick me. I take that first bump and the crowd goes wild because you just worked to get me to take one bump. And we don't have to do that much anymore in that match. But unless you want to go ahead and do your 540, you know, your twisty kicks and you know. And I used to like doing my little innovative, tricky kicks and stuff like that too. I got my own little bag that I go into, especially when I'm wrestling somebody bigger than me. I'm like, oh yeah, you about to catch these. You about to catch all of my kicks. You catch. I was such a Booker T mark. I was like, you gonna catch all of these kicks. You catching every single kick. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you do? What do you do? Yeah. What do you do? Okay. Okay, so just hearing that. Now this is how we're gonna go. All right, we're gonna start simple. We're gonna do a little shit like, okay, just to establish. Well, people, since you're 200 pounds, we have to establish that I'm stronger than you. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do something where we lock up, and I get rid of you real fucking fast, right? I'm big. Not even. Just legit lock up, push you off of me. You take that bump, or as a matter of fact, you're 200 pounds, you don't have to take that bump. But if I push you off of me and it looks like, oh, I'm stronger, okay, so that's how we do it. Now, am I heel or face, or are you heel or face? What do you go with? Okay, you're baby face. Okay, I'm okay. So okay, yeah. So absolutely. So yeah. So absolutely. We do the lockup thing. I'll push you off me. Simple. I'm strong. Look at me. Yeah. That type of bullshit. Right? Okay. You're technical, right? Okay. You go for another lockup. You dip under. You do something that's technical or whatever. That's flashy, but it doesn't necessarily make me bump. Alright? Yeah, no. You do some. You are trying to. Okay, so what I would have you do. So first of all, we would. First of all, I started this all wrong. Okay. What we need to do. No. We don't start over. We got a template. The template is essentially if you are a heel and you work heel. I'm bigger. I'm stronger. You're going to have to work a body part, especially if you're a technical wrestler. You're going to have to work a body part in order to work me over, in order for it to be believable. So you're going to have to do that. What I was saying is, how long do we have? I forgot that question. Or how do we want to finish? Who goes over? I forgot that question. So yeah. Jesus Christ, we in main event. Yeah. Okay, so it's like, okay, all right, so easy. So we can easily do that. Okay, so same setup. Yeah. You go over. Okay, so you go over dirty. So your heel, we're gonna get you to go over dirty. You're going, and since you're technical, it's gonna be a dirty pin. So what we're gonna do is, I also would be like, what do you do? But if you're a technical wrestler, we're gonna do a bunch of technical stuff. Okay, we're gonna demon league your ass. So what you're gonna do is, we start off the same way, blah blah blah. Instead, the second time, I decide, go for a fucking thing, go for like a lockup or something. You duck under and you start going giving my leg help, right? And because I'm big and I'm strong, I'm no selling these. I'm no selling these. I try to get a hold of you. You powder out, right? You powder out. Okay, you powder out. Okay, blah 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 blah. This is a fuck off match. I'm sorry. It's a piss match. So I would say, okay, I don't know. I chase you. Okay, I'm a big, stupid, strong face. I want to get. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I chase you into the thing. You try to do like a fucking drop kick or an elbow drop. I fake it. I do some. I do a little. I get an actual shine on you, right? And remember, you were working my leg earlier. You kicked me in the leg a few times, and I like no-sold it like nothing hurt. But leg kicks gonna hurt regardless. It don't matter how strong you are; they're going to hurt. The littlest man leg kicking a big man is going to hurt. It still hurts. It's just that you don't got no power to him right now because you gotta break me down. So I'm doing my shine, and at some point during my shine, I look like I'm gonna go for something big. Oh, a shine is you get the crowd into it. The baby face, when the baby face is John Cena. John Cena's doing his thing. Fighting. That's going to finish. I want to say fighting up a shovel. When he builds up to the 5 moves of doom. That whole deal. First 3 moves essentially. Oh, I look like I'm about to do something. I don't know. You rake my eyes. Boom. Catch my leg. Foul. Like we're already into like 4 minutes in the match, right? So yeah, we're going to go home pretty soon. You start working my leg, and remember, we're doing a dirty pin. You start working my leg. Look, you're stupid. It doesn't have to be if you're. It don't have to be. It could be a clean one. It doesn't have to be a dirty pin. I'm just giving you a dirty finish, but I'm doing dirty pin because I'm going to make it make sense. If you worked my leg, right? If you worked my leg, a whole bunch of times, and it got to the point where, you know, I'm kind of limping. To kick out of a specialized pin, because if it's a regular pin and I'm going to kick out, like I'm going to strength out of that. But like if you do like something fucking dirty, I don't know, I'm not well versed on that technical language, but something that involves my leg and having to kick out, but also you doing something with the ropes that keeps me pinned at the same time. So my leg is messed up, and you got, you know, something along those lines. And basically, so that's it. You at some point after you're kicking me, you're doing whatever you got to do, knee DTs and, you know, dragging Ranas. I'm working around, making sure the fans see that the dirty move you did. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. What I mean by a dirty pin, I'm making it dirty. So you said this is just a fuck off match, so yeah, something like that. So yeah, so at some point after you're working my leg, I started fighting. I'm fighting back the entire time. Don't get me wrong. You have to fight back the entire time. But at some point, I finally, you know, I start fighting up. What you basically also what you were doing when you caught me off guard and kicked me in the leg and, you know, got me or whatever. What you do is that's called the heat. That's you putting heat on me. That's you getting the crowd into it. That's you telling the crowd to, you know, to kiss your ass and you're the best in this ring. And look at your guy. Look at this guy. This guy is weak. This guy, he doesn't know any technical wrestling. Look at all these technical holds. Yeah, I got him in a Indian deathlock. And look, he can't even get out of this. All he got to do is move his hip this way. You know, that's called the heat. At some point, I break that heat. That's for the comeback. And usually after, I mean, in a short match like this, after a comeback, you know, I'm about to go for, you know, we're gonna get a falsie, you know, after the comeback or whatever. After that, usually go home, and that means essentially we're gonna finish what the finish is, and whatever the finish is what the finish is. So, but if you're gonna build a match, you build a match to make it make sense. Some people don't do that nowadays. We do this whole thing where we call. They still do it. What they do is they pile up so much stuff that it gets convoluted to some extent. Professionals are also like guilty of this as well. But if you're going to build up a match, you build it up to make it make sense. It has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, you know, it leaves people like, okay, that was fake, you know? You can watch some stuff and it's still, you know, we all know this predetermined, but like when Brock Lesnar suplexed John Cena 16 times, John Cena looked helpless. Like he looked like he couldn't do anything about it. And this guy just came from the UFC where he was the UFC champion. He beat like 3 heavyweights in order to do that. So like 3 world-class heavyweights in the UFC to do that. So when Brock Lesnar comes back and suplexes John Cena over and over and over again, and John Cena can't do nothing, it looks real. You know? Yeah. So like even like I was when I was watching it back in the day, even though I knew what was going on, I was like, some of those suplexes look so fucking sandbagged, and I realized that Brock was probably telling Cena to sandbag those to make it look like he was trying to like stop him from throwing him. But it wasn't working anyway because he just kept getting dropped on his neck over and over and over. But that's just an example of like if you're gonna build up a match, you have to make it make sense, and that adds to the credibility of said match. But yeah, if we're gonna do it that way, if we're build it up that way, you know. But that's how you do it. And sometimes like that, you notice that I wasn't being specific about the words, about the moves we were using, correct? I don't like it to be too specific Rather, if it's going to be like specific, like a specific move you want, I want to go run through that move so that way I know what it feels like to take that move, right? But if we're doing little simple stuff like me chasing you around the ring, me faking getting in the ring, you do an elbow drop, I get in the ring, I take advantage, I do some shiny stuff, you know, and you know, I get to the point where I'm about to put you away, you rake my eyes, and that's, you know, it don't need to be planned out. Like, alright, so this is this thing that we call working in a business. A lot of people don't know about this. Or some people, they call it working, but they don't really know what working is. If you look at like a lot of the AEW stuff, and even honestly the WWE stuff to some extent, some of the Japan stuff, you can tell what's super choreographed and you can tell what's not. When you can tell it's super choreographed, that they went through this over and over and over again, they were not working, that was just planned. Working is, this is the skeleton of what we got. While we're out there, we'll build it. And the more you've been in the business, and the more you know, and the more wrestling IQ you have, the better you are at building that. Yeah. Yeah, there are. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's why it's funny because I got into an argument with a guy on TikTok about this, and he was saying like all these new girls on NXT are better than Natalya, and all this stuff, and I don't know why they keep spotlighting Natalya. And I was like, you want to know why they keep spotlighting Natalya? Because Natalya, you could throw her in the ring with anybody and give her 2 minutes to build the match, and she will do. She can do a 7, 8, 9 minute match just off of just what she knows without planning anything, and she will talk to you the entire. I've watched her do it. That's the reason why they do. Like, even though we can all tell. Like, it depends on what your taste is. Natalya's not a very charismatic person, but she knows her shit, and because she knows her shit, you could throw her out there, and a lot of times what people want you put the 2 new girls in there. You put the 2 new people or the 2 new wrestlers in there. What happens when they mess up? Yeah. And like the ref, you have to have a veteran ref in there in order for that to happen, because the veteran ref is listening to Vince or whoever is in his ear, and they will tell him what to tell them what to do. But it's better to have someone who knows. Like, for example, when Pac got injured, and Chris Jericho pulled the stuff he did where he pushed, was it Chris Robinson? Yeah. Imagine that situation happening with 2 people who are new. The ref wouldn't have known, because a person who's 1-2 years in, even if they know that person is hurt, they probably are going to freeze up. So like, that's why part of the reason why the veteran, you always want a veteran and a younger person. That's why you always see that with wrestling. They're like, oh, they're burying him. No, what's actually happened is they're using that veteran to polish that new person up. They're not getting buried. The veteran is teaching that new person. It's just, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and fucked up his. Yeah. Clothesline me. Clothesline me. Yeah. Yeah, I think Miz told Snoop to close on him. Close on me. Like, that's what a veteran mind can do. Because a new person is not going to know what to do. They're going to think to slow it down and slow the show down. No, you don't ever slow the show down. All right, unless somebody dies. That's different. But like if somebody's dying or somebody's really like broken neck injured, like no. You don't slow the. We'll handle it. Just get the show on, keep the show running, so that way it don't focus too much and ruin the show. People came here to see a show. You know what I'm saying? People were going to get hurt, that type of deal. They already know that. But yeah, that's what I know. I mean, and that's just me running. I've been running a company for the past 3 years almost. I've been running for like 3 years. I haven't wrestled in almost 2 years because of my injuries. But at some point, I'm thinking about coming back in. But I gotta polish myself back up because I done forgot some of the terminologies and that type of deal. But I was like, at the end when I was done with MCW, we're not really done because of the pandemic happened. When I was at MCW, I pretty much learned how to put together a match while in ring. Yeah, I mean, they drill you to the point where a lot of people who are at MCW are on WWE right now. As a matter of fact, one of the dudes from Hit Row, I think his name is Ashanti, whatever his name is. He was at MCW, and the funny thing about that was he was I think he was a running back for Maryland, the college team, and somebody recruited him to be a wrestler at WWE, and WWE brought him up to sent him to MCW to learn, and then he went back to WWE, tried out again, and made it. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I went to MCW. I was like, okay, MCW got people sending people to places, and like I'm trying to go. Yeah. No problem. That's just me.
Here comes a new challenger.
The pleasure is mine.
This will be a good
Oh,
fight.
yeah. Oh, Dono's in there? Hey, Dono. Oh, you're Dono. Ha ha.
Round one. Fight.
I other than the second comic book coming out within the next 2 months, that's pretty much it. Pretty much that. That's pretty much it. Oh, my promotion. We have a show in October 15th. Oh God. October 15th, we have a show. Actually, tickets are not on sale just yet, but they will be within the next week or so. I'm just waiting for the promo pictures to be done so I can release them that way. No. Jump attack. Gotcha. God, no. Oh. I was trying. Pirouette Jiu-Jitsu lady. Oh yeah. I thought so. I wasn't sure. I remember him from 4, I think. Aki. Is that the one that looked crazy with the doobie hairstyle? Like the old salt and pepper hairstyle? Yeah. I seen. I was like, oh, that lady looks crazy.
This is everything to me. Final round. Fight.
I feel like Street Fighter listen to people in their fetishes. When I see Marissa, I was like, okay, that's a fetish. Oh yeah. 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 There you go. Yeah, you got all the.
I'm straight to the top like a rocket ship. Yeah. You know I walk the world, not just talking it. Focused on my mission and I'm locking in. Yeah. It's my shine, nobody blocking it. Yeah.
Y'all already know that they're gonna, yeah. Oh, I was just to say that you already know they're gonna have different outfits coming. Come on, man. You already know they're gonna be mods for people who are on PC. Like, come on, dude. Like, yeah, come on. It's all. I did. I enjoyed this conversation. I thought it was gonna. When you asked me, he was like, when you originally asked, I think he was asked, he was like, is there anything off limits you want to talk about, or you don't want to talk about? I was like, what have you found out about me? Yeah, I was like, oh, what have you found out? No. Oh, okay. Oh.
All the things I've been through, I'm alive. Yeah. It might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep
No
going.
problem, anytime, man.
On and I don't stop. Cause you know
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. My Twitter is just follow my Twitter. I mean, that's up where I put everything. Yeah. Oh wait.
I'm straight to the top like a rocket ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know I walk the world, not just talking it. Focused on my mission and I'm locking in. Yeah. It's my shine, nobody blocking it. Yeah.
No. What do you mean? Like, just indulging? Oh, don't let people tell you no.
Heard they was praying for my damn fall.
Don't let people tell you no. Don't.
Pray for my damn fall.
if you have a good idea, right, and it's not gonna hurt anybody, it's not gonna hurt anybody's feelings, do it. You know? Just do it. Don't try to be a perfectionist, because if you try to be, like I was telling you about earlier with One Punch, right? I did not start my comic book. I would probably be halfway through chapter 2 with my comic book if I had started when I wanted started it. But I was so hung up on my art style that I didn't even try. I was so hung up on that. Don't try to be perfect. If you try to be perfect, or you try to, I'm going to wait to this, I'm going to wait to that, you're going to wait yourself right out of not being able to do it. No, do it. Just do it. Do it. Don't even think about it. Do it. If you need help, you can find references. If you need, there's so many we got the internet at the tip of our at our fingertips. You can find any and everything you need just about now. So like, yeah, not being able to learn how to do it, or even if you are a writer and you want to write a comic book, yeah, you got Fiverr. There are people who live in different countries where they will charge you $50 for a page, and $50 for them, it will hold them over for an entire month. So like, it's a capitalist move. But if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to get your story out there, do it. Like, just do it. Don't think too hard, because if you think too hard, you're going to think yourself out of doing it. And just do it. Whether it's with wrestling, whether it's writing your own stories, novels, comic book, screenplays, content on YouTube, Twitch, don't matter, TikTok, just do it. You can afford, you have enough time to get better while you're doing it. I mean, that's all I'm going to say, because, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. Picture me with a crown and a smile. All the things I've been through, I'm alive. Yeah. It might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep going. On and I don't stop. Cause you know
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. That's Italian hands right now. I am not, but I understand where you're going, because there's so many examples of it. Oh, I will. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna check it out. Oh, obviously it's up there for a reason. It's like home movies and Shin Chan and yeah, bro. Trust me, I understand. I'm gonna check it out. No problem. Thank you. Mimi. Oh, man, that's alright. That's fine. It's a Friday. I usually stream, and actually what I started doing was I got in trouble for it on YouTube. But like 2 weeks ago when you and Dino were when you were playing Street Fighter, I was streaming you guys playing like my reactions. And then I did it last week too. I was watching you, and I was talking to you through what you call it, and I was streaming it. But YouTube took it down, saying it was like this is like somebody else's content. But I stream. When I hit stream, I stream. I just hit stream. Right. I was playing my game. I saw you were streaming. I turned my game off and I just turned on your stream and I watched you, Dono, and all your friends go at it for like 2-3 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm straight to the top like a rocket ship. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know I walk the world, I'm just talking it. Focused on my mission and I'm locking in. Yeah. It's my shine, nobody blocking it. Yeah. Heard they was praying for my damn fall. So let them pray for my damn fall. Cause I know I'm gonna make it. The crown is for the taking. I said I know I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Picture me with a crown and a smile. All the things I've been through, I'm alive. Yeah. It might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep going. On and I don't stop. Cause you know I'm. I'm straight to the top like a rocket ship. Yeah. You know I walk the world, I'm just talking it. Focused on my mission and I'm locking in. Yeah. It's my
Thank
shine,
you.
nobody blocking it. Yeah.
No. Thank you. Just thank you.
Heard they was praying for my damn fall. So let them pray for my damn
Same.
fall. Cause I know I'm gonna make it. The crown is for the taking. I said I know I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Picture me with a crown and a smile. All the things I've been through, I'm alive. Yeah. It might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep going.
Oh,
And I don't stop.
great. You sound like a radio host. I was like, oh, hold up. That's dope. That is far above. I turn on my stream. I say, hey guys, I'm streaming, and that's it. That's all. Yo. Yeah, that was great. I really like that.
Yeah. You know I walk the world, I'm just talking it. Focused on my mission and I'm locking in. Yeah. It's my shine, nobody blocking it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like you enjoy it, so I'm happy for you. It's great. It was really good too. I was thinking, I was like, I'm a boring person. I don't have nothing to talk about. Yeah.
Heard they was praying for my damn fall. So let them pray for my damn fall.
Yeah, you're good at interviewing and questions. So a lot of people, I've been interviewed before, and I think this is the first time I talked I feel like I talked the entire time. I feel like I mean I got ADD, so I venture off into other places when I didn't mean to go that way. That's just how my brain works. But like sometimes like back in the day, whenever the times I got interviewed, I'd be like, I just stop because I don't know what else to say. I answer it, and I don't give a really interesting answer. I just answer and that's it. Yeah.
It might sound crazy, but I know it. I gotta keep going. On and I don't stop. Cause you know
Yeah. Yeah, that might have happened. It was like, yeah. Yeah, yeah. 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 I could tell. content. That bull. No problem, man. Anytime. Yeah, and it well deserved. I understand. Like, yeah. It's like when I watch. Oh gosh, when I watch people on like other comic creators on like TikTok who use negativity to. And it's like, or comic creators who don't really actually care about their comics or just the characters. They just care about, if they can be good. Those people, these are 30-year-old men. 30-year-old men. You fucking on that? Come on, man. Give me a character. Like, come on. Anyway, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. No, I'll never understand it, but that also might be just because some people are. That's just what the only thing they care about. I realize that, like, you guys are not. You have all the potential in the world to like sell, but you have to use negativity, or you have to be, or the whole Goku thing, and it really chaps my ass. So I understand how you felt when you saw that guy, those type of interviewers. No problem. Yes, sir. Thank you. I hope I don't disappoint. I won't, but I won't. I know I won't. It's a good story. Yeah. I will. Definitely, I will. Alright. Yeah. You too. Alright, bro. Okay. That was actually enjoyable. That's not like talking so long. Hey. He did well. He did that shit. Go ahead. I was worried.